Welcome to HFY Galactic Stories, original science fiction tales, where humans face impossible odds, and the galaxy pays the price for its ignorance. Listen carefully. This is where legends are born. The Silent Storm. The Galactic Federation has been around for a long time, about 3 million years. A lot of civilizations have become part of the Galactic Federation. Each of these civilizations has found its place in the galaxy. The Galactic Federation works in a simple way. The Galactic Federation says that the stronger you are, the respect you get. This means that strong species get to be in charge. The Galactic Federation is like that. Species that are not strong have to find ways to survive. These species have to serve others or do what they are told. The Galactic Federation is about the Galactic Federation and its rules. The rule of the Galactic Federation is that power is everything. The Galactic Federation makes sure that everyone knows this. The Krell Dominion was at the top of this hierarchy. The Krell Dominion was a group of warriors who fought their way to be in charge. It took the Krell Dominion 50,000 years to get to this point. The Krell were really big, they stood 4 meters tall. The Krell had armor on their bodies that could stop most weapons from hurting them. They had 6 limbs which made them very good at fighting. The Krell also had 3 eyes which helped them see things from all sides. What made the Krell Dominion really scary was not just how strong they were. The Krell Dominion had good military technology because they had been to war so many times. The battleships of this empire could completely destroy cities from way up in orbit. The soldiers of this empire were taught how to fight from the time they were born. That is all they knew. The empire of this empire covered 200 star systems. No one had ever been able to beat them in any war that people remembered. The empire was a powerful thing. The Federation knew what was real. When the Krell wanted something, the Federation gave it to them. If the Krell said a place belonged to them, the Federation let them have it. When people did not listen to the Krell and got destroyed, everyone else in the galaxy saw what happened and understood. This is how things were. The universe works in a way. People did not fight because they liked each other. Because they knew that fighting the Krell would mean they would not exist anymore. The Krell were in charge. Everyone knew it. Then humanity came into the picture. The Earth was found by a merchant ship from the Talarian Collective. The Talarian Collective is a group that trades with other species on the outer edge of the galaxy. The Talarians are really beings. They are tall and skinny with skin that glows and changes color when they feel something. The Talarians have been able to get along with the Federation because they never pick fights, they always trade fairly. They stay away from the Krell territory. The Talarians are very careful to avoid the Krell. The Talarian captain, Velik, had a lot of feelings when he met the human exploration ship for the time. He felt wonder. He felt sadness. The humans on the ship were really different from one another, which is what made them so interesting. They were curious about everything around them. They wanted to be part of the community. The humans asked Velik and his crew a lot of questions. They wanted to learn things, explore new places, and make friends with other beings in the universe. Velik saw something in the humans that reminded him of his people, the Talarian people, a long time ago. Before the Talarian people became afraid of everything, they were like the humans. Velik tried to warn them. They were having dinner in the ship's dining area. It was not a room. Velik told them about the Federation. He said it is like a family with lots of rules. There are people in charge and people who have to listen. The people in charge are called the Krell. If you want to survive, you have to know your place. The human captain, Sarah Martinez, was listening to Velik. She is a woman with eyes. She was thinking about what Velik was saying. When Velik was done talking, Sarah Martinez asked him a question. It was a question, but it scared Velik. What if we do not want to submit our information? Maybe we just do not feel like giving out the details. What if we do not want to submit the form all? Velik's skin changed to shades of blue and gray because he was worried. He told them slowly and calmly that this was not what he wanted. This was about staying alive. The Krell did not talk to species that they thought were not as good as them. They did not like it when people said no to them. A lot of species had tried to fight in the past. Now all of those species are. Their planets are just stories that people tell to new members of the Federation to warn them. The Krell are like that, they do not care about what other species want, they just do what they want. Velik knew that the Federation had to be careful when dealing with the Krell. Captain Martinez nodded slowly, thanked him for the information. He said that humanity would think about what to do carefully. Velik left the meeting feeling really sad. He had seen that look in someone's eyes before. It was never good. It was the look of someone who was in trouble. Velik knew what was going to happen. The humans were going to try to be independent and make their decisions. The Krell were going to notice this. Then the humans would be in danger, just like other species that disappeared from the galaxy. The humans would try to do things on their own. The Krell would not let them. Velik was worried about what would happen to humanity. People did not vanish away. Humanity took 15 years to grow. They set up homes on 12 planets, making places that were nice to look at and worked well. Humanity traded with anyone who wanted to, always giving them a deal and nice things. Humanity learned things really fast, getting ideas from other beings but also coming up with their own. Human engineers were good at taking things that already existed and making them better, in ways. Human scientists thought of questions that nobody else had thought of before. Human artists made things that touched the hearts of beings from worlds. The galaxy started to pay attention to humanity. The Krell found out about it. In a room on the Krell homeworld where they make war plans, Supreme Commander Thrakos looked over reports about the humans and got more and more annoyed. The humans had set up a home in a place that the Krell wanted to expand into someday. When the Krell sent scouts into space, the humans sent them nice but firm messages telling them to go away. The humans did not show respect. They did not give the Krell any gifts. The humans acted like they were just as good as the Krell Dominion. Thrakos was a veteran of 200 campaigns. He had been in a lot of fights. His armor had scars over it from all the battles he was in. People knew Thrakos as a guy who stopped problems before they got out of hand. He thought that if the humans were allowed to keep doing what they were doing, other species might start doing the thing. This could cause a lot of trouble. The order that the Krell worked hard to maintain might start to fall apart. The Krell's position as the ones in charge might be questioned by species, and this could be very bad for the Krell. The thing is, Thrakos was not going to let that happen. All of a sudden, Thrakos launched his attack on humanity without saying a word, without giving any warning, and without feeling sorry for them. The Krell Third Fleet, which had 300 warships, attacked the colonies of humanity. The first place they attacked was a planet called Nova Haven, where 800,000 humans lived. The Krell did not even try to talk to the humans. They just showed up in the sky, started shooting. The people who lived on Nova Haven did not have ways to defend themselves, just a few small ships that were meant to stop pirates. These ships were completely destroyed in the attack by the Krell. The orbital stations were the thing to go. After that, the surface of the planet started getting bombed. The bombardment of the surface was really bad. The orbital stations were completely destroyed before the bombardment of the surface began. Nova Haven was on fire for 6 hours. The Krell did a lot of damage. When the Krell were done, there was nothing on Nova Haven. The cities were completely destroyed, they were like holes in the ground. The forests were all burned up, just ash was left. The oceans were boiling, it was a bad scene. The Krell killed 800,000 people on Nova Haven. The Krell recorded everything they did. They sent the videos to the whole Federation. The Krell had a message for everyone in the Federation. This is what happens to the people of Nova Haven and other places, like Nova Haven, if they forget where they stand with the Krell. The galaxy was watching what was happening to the humans. Some species actually felt bad for the humans. The Talarians, who were friends with the humans, were really sad. They showed it. Nobody did anything to help the humans. Nobody sent any kind of help to the humans. Nobody even sent a message to say they were thinking about the humans. This is how things are. The strong ones can do what they want to the ones. The weak ones have to figure things out. They will not survive. This is the way it has always been. The humans were not getting any treatment. The strong species were in charge. They did what they wanted. The universe is a place and the humans were on their own. The way of the universe is that the strong come out on top and the weak do not. The Krell did not stop with one colony. They kept going for the 6 months. The Krell destroyed every human settlement that was outside of the Earth's solar system. The Krell destroyed New Portland. New Portland was home to 2 million people. Now it is just rubble. The Krell also destroyed Harmony Station. Harmony Station was a place where people studied physics. The Krell completely obliterated Harmony Station. The Krell burned Shepherd's Rest. Shepherd's Rest was a place where people grew food for 3 human worlds. In total, 14 million humans died because of the Krell. The Krell killed these humans quickly, and they made sure to document each time they destroyed something. The Krell sent this evidence around the galaxy so everyone could see what they did to the human settlements. The Krell were very efficient at killing humans. The Earth just stopped talking to everyone. Nobody on Earth was answering the phone anymore. The spaceships that usually came and went from Earth just stopped moving. The other planets that traded with Earth did not get any answers when they asked what was going on. The few alien friends that humans had made tried to talk to them. They got nothing back. The whole galaxy thought something bad had happened. It seemed like humans were defeated. Another group of beings had found out what happens when you disobey. Soon people from Earth would show up saying they were sorry and asking for forgiveness and agreeing to work for the Krell for a very long time. The Krell would be in charge of humans for generations to come. That is how things usually happen. This is the way things have always gone down in history. The people of Earth did not send anyone to talk to the Krell. The Earth just stayed quiet for a year. The Krell got tired of waiting. Supreme Commander Thrakos thought it was time to finish what he started. He put together the first fleet, which had 500 warships, including the strongest Krell ships. He was going to go to Earth. He wanted to make the people of Earth give up. If they said no, he would treat them the way he treated their other planets. The Krell would show Earth the mercy they showed to the Earth colonies. The Krell First Fleet got to our system on a really cold day in March. Thrakos was on the bridge of his ship, the Eternal Conqueror, and he was looking at the blue planet in front of him. The Earth looked really peaceful. It looked like it would be easy to attack. The first scans of the Earth showed that it had been really hurt. Cities had been. There were signs of a big fight. Thrakos thought that the humans must have been fighting each other and that they were not strong enough to deal with the pressure. This was going to be even easier for the Krell First Fleet than Thrakos thought it would be. The Krell First Fleet was going to have a time taking over the Earth. The man opened a way to talk to Earth. He got ready to tell them what he wanted. For them to give up without a fight. Before he could say a word, something strange happened that made his three eyes open really wide in surprise. The space around Earth started to look funny. It was like the whole thing was bending and moving. Then, coming from places that the machine said were empty, came a lot of spaceships. There were hundreds of them at first. Then there were thousands. They appeared out of nowhere, hidden by a kind of technology that was so good not even the Krell technology could see them. They came up from facilities that re underwater. They also came from bases that re underground. Some of them even came from asteroids that re hollow. Then there are the ones that came from the dark side of the moon. The human fleet came together in a formation. The human ships looked really different from what the Krell were used to. They were smooth and dark. They seemed to soak up the light around them instead of bouncing it back. The human ships moved in sync, like they were all connected and working together. They were not as big as the Krell warships. There was something about the human ships that seemed scary. Being near the fleet made Thrakos feel a chill inside him. He was a veteran of 200 battles with the human fleet and the Krell. The human ships just seemed to radiate danger. This made Thrakos feel uneasy about the human fleet. From the Earth, a message was sent. A woman from the world showed up on all the screens of the Krell fleet. The woman was wearing a uniform from the military. Her hair was gray. She had pulled it back. You could see the lines on her face from being old and very sad. Her eyes were different. They had a look in them. This look made Thrakos think of her as a fighter. The Earth woman had seen a lot of people die and it had changed her. The Krell fleet saw the woman and Thrakos knew she was a warrior like him. The Earth woman had been through a lot. It showed in her eyes. "I am Admiral Elizabeth Chen of the Earth Defense Force," she said. Her voice was very calm and very cold. "1 year ago you came to our worlds. You killed a lot of my people. 14 million of them. You destroyed the cities that we built with hope and dreams. You took the lives of children who never even knew what war was. You did all of this without giving us any warning. You did not show us any mercy. You did not have a reason for doing these things except to show us how strong you are." She stopped talking for a moment. Then she said something. Her next words were very serious and harsh. "Now we will show you our strength," said Admiral Elizabeth Chen of the Earth Defense Force. The human fleet moved forward. It was a move. 3,000 human ships surged forward fast. This was very scary. The Krell started shooting at them. The Krell weapons were very powerful. They had destroyed a lot of enemies before. The human ships were still okay. The shields on the ships were working well. They protected the ships from the Krell bombs that should have destroyed them. The human ships got closer and closer. They moved around the Krell fire with ease. It was like they were dancing. Then the human ships shot back at the Krell. The human weapons were different this time. They were not like the ones the human fleet had before. The human fleet was using weapons on the Krell fleet. Beams of bright white light shot across space and hit their targets with perfect aim. When they hit the Krell shields, the shields stopped working away. The Krell armor just melted away like it was made of wax. The first big Krell ship, the Pride of Victory, was destroyed in 45 seconds. The second Krell ship took a bit longer to destroy. After 5 minutes of fighting, 20 Krell warships were either badly damaged. The Krell warships were not able to withstand the beams of white light. The Krell ships kept getting destroyed one after another. Supreme Commander Thrakos stood frozen on his bridge, watching his fleet die. This was impossible. The humans had been weak. They had been primitives. They could not possess technology this advanced. They could not fight like this. But they were. They did. And the Krell were dying. For the first time in his long life, Thrakos understood what it meant to be afraid. The reckoning. The fight for Earth was really short. It only lasted 8 hours. When it was over, the Krell First Fleet was completely destroyed, just a bunch of broken ships floating around in space. They had started with 500 warships. Now only 43 of them were still in one piece and they were trying to get away. Supreme Commander Thrakos was killed. His main ship was blown up by weapons that he did not know how to deal with. His last message was an order to run away, which was a big deal because a Krell Supreme Commander had not given that order in 10,000 years. The Krell First Fleet was really... The Krell were in a lot of trouble. Admiral Chen would not let those 43 ships get away. The fleet that Admiral Chen was in charge of went after them and did a good job of catching up. Some of the captains of the Krell ships tried to give up. Some of the Krell ships tried to fight back. A few of the Krell ships tried to go fast and escape. None of these things worked out for the Krell ships. The human ships were faster than the Krell ships. The human ships had weapons than the Krell ships. The human ships worked together perfectly. One by one, the Krell ships that were still working were then boarded by the human ships. The Krell warriors, these people who had never lost a battle, were now standing face to face with soldiers. This was happening in the corridors of the Krell warriors' own ships. The Krell warriors were not used to this. They were used to winning, not fighting in their home, the Krell warriors' ships. The humans were not what the Krell thought they would be. They were not soft or weak. The humans who got on the Krell vessels had suits that made them stronger and faster. They had guns that could go right through the Krell's protection. They fought hard and it surprised the Krell, who were known for being good fighters. What really hurt the Krell was not the humans' guns or how angry they were. It was that the humans worked together and followed a plan. The humans did not fight because they were mad. They fought in a smart way. Everything they did had a reason. Every time they shot, they hit what they were aiming at. The humans were very good at fighting. They used their skills to beat the Krell. The team worked together while they covered each other, and they changed what they were doing to deal with every Krell tactic that came their way. They were able to adapt to every Krell tactic because they worked in coordination with each other, covering each other all the time. The Krell tactic was not a problem for them because they were so good at working and covering each other. The battle was over. It did not take long for the human forces to capture all the surviving Krell warriors. This happened within 12 hours. The Krell warriors were kept in the cargo bays of ships. They were not allowed to have any weapons. There were guards watching them all the time. Admiral Chen went to see the Krell warriors. She walked around the area where the Krell warriors were being held. The Krell warriors are really big. They used to scare everyone in the galaxy. They had been doing this for a long time. The Krell warriors looked at Admiral Chen with confusion and fear in their eyes. Some of the Krell warriors still looked like they were not afraid. They looked defiant. The other Krell warriors just looked really shocked. They could not believe that they had lost the battle. The Krell warriors thought they would win because they always won before. Chin stopped in front of a Krell officer. This Krell officer had armor markings that showed he was very important. Chin looked up at the Krell officer and you could not tell what she was thinking. When Chin spoke, special devices that the humans had made just for this reason translated her words into the Krell language. The Krell officer could understand Chin because of these devices. Chin was talking to the Krell officer and the devices were translating everything she said into the Krell language. You came to our world thinking we would be weak. You thought we would give up easily. That is not what you found. She stopped talking for a moment to let people think about what she said. You found that people can learn from the things that happen to them. You showed us that the galaxy can be a scary place. You showed us that wanting peace is not enough to keep us safe. You showed us that we need to be strong if we want to survive. Her eyes became very serious. We learned that lesson quickly. Humanity learned that lesson well. The Krell officer was able to talk even though he was really shocked. How did you do this? The Krell officer thought that the human technology was very basic. The Krell officer also thought that the human ships were not as good as the Krell ships. The Krell had learned a lot about the humans. The Krell knew what the humans could do. The Krell officer said that this should have been impossible for the humans to achieve. The Krell officer was talking about the technology and the human ships and he just could not understand how the humans were able to do this. Chen's lips curved into something that was not quite a smile. You looked at what we wanted you to see. When your people came into our land, we showed them ships and weapons that were not very good. We made you think we were not strong. We made you think it would be easy to beat us. While you thought that we were making something completely different. Chin said that they were building something entirely, something that the other people did not know about, something that would surprise them, and that is what Chin and the people were really doing. Chin's people were working on this thing and Chin was happy to see what would happen when the other people found out about it. Chin's lips were still curved. It was still not quite a smile. She looked around the room. Everything we saw today, all the ships, all the weapons, all the technology, we made all of this in 1 year. That is 1 year of every single person on Earth working for the same thing. Our scientists stopped doing all work. Our engineers worked in teams around the clock. The factories never stopped running. The people of Earth gave everything they could so we would never feel helpless again. Her voice became very quiet. You took the lives of 14 million people of Earth. When you did this, you brought together 7 billion people who wanted the same thing. You made the thing that would be the end of you, the enemy that would destroy the people, the enemy that would destroy you. The news that the Krell were defeated spread fast all over the galaxy. It was over the place. The Krell had been in charge for 50,000 years. Nobody thought they could be beaten. The humans did it. They are a new species to the Federation, and they managed to do what nobody else could do. When people heard the news, they had all sorts of reactions. Some species were really happy because they had been treated badly by the Krell for a time. The Krell had been mean to them for generations. Now these species felt happy and hopeful. On the hand, some species were scared because they had been protected by the Krell. The news of the Krell defeat was a deal for them. The humans and the Krell were on everyone's mind. The Krell defeat was something that nobody expected to happen. The humans had changed everything. Some species that had their empires built on strength started to think about what would happen to them. These species that had their empires built on strength were getting a little worried. They were wondering if they were going to be. The species that had their empires built on strength could not help but think about their own situation. The Talarian Collective found out about what happened in their capital city of Crystal Harmony. Captain Velik, who is now an advisor to the Talarian Council, looked at the recordings of the battle. Cried. There were tears of light on his face. His skin was changing colors, showing that he was feeling happy and sad and scared all at the time. He thought about the species he had talked to years ago. He remembered when Captain Martinez asked, "What if we do not want to give in?" Now Captain Velik understood. The Talarian Collective understood that humanity never wanted to give in. Humanity had always planned to fight back. Captain Velik thought about this. It made him feel many things. The Talarian Collective was surprised by what humanity did. They had been thinking about how to survive from the beginning when they first started talking about it. Their survival was something they were really focused on. They wanted to make sure they did everything they could to survive. They talked about their survival a lot. It was something that was always on their mind from that very first conversation. In the Krell Dominion's home system, the government was really scared. The people in charge, the ruling council, had a meeting because of the emergency. They did not feel confident like they usually do. They kept getting news and it just got worse and worse. The Krell Dominion's first fleet was completely destroyed. The person in charge of the first fleet, Supreme Commander Thrakos, was dead. The humans had taken 43 of the Krell Dominion's ships. They also took the people who worked on those ships. The humans did not just stop after they won, they were getting ready to do something bigger. The Krell Dominion's government was worried about what the humans would do to the Krell Dominion. The Krell satellites found out that the human fleet was leaving the Earth system. There were 3,000 ships. They were all moving together in a perfect line. They were going straight into Krell space. The council was really worried, so they sent messages to the humans asking to talk things over. They said they would pay for what they did to the colonies they destroyed. They would give back the territories they took from the Krell. They wanted to make peace with the humans and be friends like equals in the Federation. The humans did not say anything back to the Krell. The human fleet just kept moving. The humans were still coming towards the Krell space. The Krell military got to work to set up a defense. The Krell military brought back fleets from over the Krell Empire. The Krell military also called up reserve forces that the Krell military had not used in a long time. The Krell military made their borders stronger. Got the Krell homeworld ready for an attack. In 2 weeks, the Krell military had gathered over 1,000 warships at important points along the way the humans were going. This was the military effort the Krell military had ever made. The Krell military thought that having a lot of warships would change everything. The Krell military had lost one battle because the humans surprised the Krell military, and the Krell military were too confident. The people in question would not lose a war. They have what it takes to come out on top in a war. The war would not be lost by them. They are strong enough to win a war. The human fleet got to the Krell defensive position at a military station called Fortress Unbreakable. This place had a lot of protection. There were 300 Krell warships waiting for the fleet at Fortress Unbreakable. The human fleet also had to deal with defense systems and orbital weapons platforms at Fortress Unbreakable. The station commander at Fortress Unbreakable was a veteran named Drex. Drex had watched every recording of the battle with the humans on Earth. Drex thought he knew what the humans would do now. Drex had come up with a plan to stop the fleet. The human fleet was in for a fight at Fortress Unbreakable. Drex was ready for the fleet at Fortress Unbreakable. The humans showed up. They started fighting right away. Drex turned on his defenses thinking this would mess up the humans' ability to talk to each other and work together. It did not work. The human ships just kept moving like they were one unit. He told his people to focus their attack on human ships thinking this would be too much for the human shields to handle. The human shields did not go down. Drex tried to get his ships to fight the humans close because usually the Krell armor and weapons are better in close combat. The humans blew up his attack ships before they could even get started. The battle was really long. It lasted for 3 hours. Fortress Unbreakable finally fell. A lot of Krell ships were destroyed. We are talking about 280 Krell ships. We were also able to capture 20 Krell ships. The station itself was completely. It was reduced to just debris. Luckily the human casualties were very minimal. We only had then a dozen ships that were damaged and none of them were completely destroyed. Drex died at his post. He was still trying to figure out how he had lost the battle with the Krell ships. The humans just kept going. They went to the place where they could defend themselves and then they went to the next one. Every fight was much the same. The Krell would get ready thinking they had the hand because they had a lot of people and a lot of experience. Then the humans would attack with powerful technology and work together perfectly. The Krell would end up dead. In 1 month the human fleet had been in 8 big battles. They had destroyed 600 of the Krell's warships. They had taken control of places in the areas, near the border. And the humans did not stop, they just kept moving. On the Krell homeworld the people in charge were seeing their empire fall apart. They were sending urgent messages to the humans but Admiral Chen was always saying the same thing. The Krell were being told that the humans were going to make them pay for what they did to the humans who died. The humans did not want to talk about it or try to find a solution. The humans did not want to show the Krell any kindness. The humans just wanted the Krell to face the consequences of their actions, the reckoning that the Krell brought upon the Krell themselves. The Galactic Federation had a meeting that was not planned. Lots of types of aliens came to talk about what is going on. The Galactic Federation meeting was very heated. Some people at the Galactic Federation meeting thought the Galactic Federation should do something to stop the humans before they hurt the Krell much. Other people at the Galactic Federation meeting thought the Krell were to blame for what's happening to them. The Galactic Federation was also worried that if they tried to stop the humans would fight back and the Galactic Federation would lose. The humans have a lot of power and the Galactic Federation was not sure they could win a fight against the humans. The Galactic Federation was very divided about what to do, about the humans and the Krell. The Talarian representative, Captain Velik, stood up to talk to the assembly. Captain Velik's skin was a purple color, which showed he was very serious. He said to all the species that were there, "We are seeing the end of a very long time. The Federation has been doing things the way for 3 million years. They think that the strong should be in charge and the weak should do what they are told. The Federation has seen the Krell and other strong species use their power to boss around and hurt the ones." The Talarian representative, Captain Velik, said that the Federation did not say anything about this because they were scared. The Talarian representative, Captain Velik, wants everyone to know that this is not right. He looked around the room. The humans were scared too. They did not let the fear stop them. The fear actually made them want to do something. In 1 year the humans changed a lot. They went from being people who got hurt to people who were very strong. The humans did not ask us for help. They did not ask the Krell to be nice to them. The humans just decided that they would never be weak again and they made it happen. They made themselves strong. The humans were strong because they wanted to be strong. The humans are a force that cannot be stopped now. Another person from a species that had worked with the Krell for a time was standing there and they were really mad. "Are you saying we should be happy about all these people dying? The humans are hurting a group of people. The humans are just as bad as the Krell. The humans are doing a thing to the Krell and it is not right. The humans are destroying the Krell. That is very sad." Velik's skin looked really sad. The humans are doing the thing that the Krell did to them. There is a difference. The humans are doing it to people who started a fight. The Krell killed a lot of people without any reason. They just did it. The humans are killing soldiers who came to take over their planet. I do not think this violence is a thing. I'm just saying that things are different now in our galaxy. We have to think about what kind of federation we want to be. The humans and the Krell and all of us have to figure this out in this world. Velik said that we have to decide what we want to be like in this reality. The Federation is. We have to change with it. The rules are not the same anymore. The debate went on for days and days. The people could not agree on what to do. Nothing was done. The Federation was really scared. Did not know what was going to happen. The humans just kept moving with their advance. The humans and the Federation were at a standstill. The humans continued their advance. Admiral Chen was on the bridge of the Vengeance, her ship. She looked at the screen that showed where they were. The Krell homeworld was in front of them. The Krell had a lot of defenses. Her fleet had gotten through all of them. They had won every battle against the Krell ships that came to fight them. Now the only thing left was the Krell homeworld. It was protected by the last of the Krell warships, 400 of them. The Krell had a lot of warships before. Now they only had these last 400. Admiral Chen and the Vengeance were getting close to the Krell homeworld. The person who helps the Admiral, Commander James Morrison, came up to her quietly. Admiral, we are getting another message from the people in charge of the Krell. The Krell leadership is saying they want to give up. They will break up their army, they will pay us back for all the damage they did, they will let humans watch over their government to make sure they do things right. The Krell leadership is asking us to please not hurt their homeworld, the Krell homeworld. Chen was quiet for a long time. She thought about Nova Haven being on fire. Nova Haven was a terrible thing. She thought about the kids who died on New Portland. Those kids on New Portland did not deserve to die. She thought about her daughter who was killed on Harmony Station. Her daughter was studying xenobiology on Harmony Station because she wanted to help humans and other species get along. Her daughter believed in making things better between humans and other species. Chen thought about all the people who died. 14 million humans who will never get to see what is happening today. The 14 million humans who died will never get to experience anything. The woman told them to open a channel. She said this after a long time of not saying anything. The Krell Council was on her screen now. They looked really beat down. The lady in charge, Savara, started talking. Admiral Chen, we are saying it was all our fault. We thought we were better than everyone. We thought we could do whatever we wanted. The Krell Council was wrong to think that way. We are sorry for what the Krell Council did. The Krell Council is begging you, please do not hurt our planet. Do not punish our kids for what the Krell Council leaders did. The Krell Council will give you anything the Krell Council has if you spare us. Chen looked at the Krell leader for a long time. The Krell leader was just standing there. When Chen finally spoke, her voice sounded very tired. She said, 1 year ago the Krell leader, we would have said the things to the Krell leader. We would have begged the Krell leader for our children's lives. We would have offered the Krell leader anything to stop the killing of our people. The Krell leader did not listen to us. The Krell leader showed no mercy to us because the Krell leader believed we were too weak and did not matter to the Krell leader. Savara bowed her head. You are right, we deserve whatever punishment you give to us. Please, I am asking you, spare the innocent people. Spare those people who never chose to be a part of this war. The innocent people do not deserve to be punished, so please spare them. Spare the innocent. Chen's face did not look as stern as it had before. For the first time in a year you could see a little bit of emotion. We are not the Krell, Chen said. The Krell are the ones who kill people who are not fighting for fun. The Krell are the ones who destroy planets just to show how powerful they are. We will not let you hurt any other species again, that is for sure. We will make sure that you never threaten another species again, because that is not something we will allow the Krell or anyone else to do, including you. She leaned forward. Said, here are the terms we have for you. The Krell Dominion is going to be dissolved. Your military has to be reduced to a defensive force that can only protect your homeworld from threats that come from outside. You have to give back all the territory you took from species over the last 1,000 years. You will have to pay money to make up for the harm you caused to every species, not humanity. The important thing is that you will have to stand in front of the Galactic Federation and tell them about every bad thing the Krell Dominion has done. The whole galaxy is going to see you people for what you are. You are not heroes who have won a fight. The galaxy will see you as the war criminals you are. The galaxy will know that you have done some bad things during this war. You will be known as war criminals, not as conquerors who have taken over a place. Savara nodded slowly. We accept everything. All of it. We are thankful that you are showing us mercy. We did not deserve this kindness from you, so thank you for being merciful to us, Savara. He meant it when he said that they accept all of it. Chen said this is not about being kind. This is about being fair and doing what is right, considering what we believe in after everything you have done to us. You have to remember that. You have to remember that people could have completely destroyed the Krell. People decided to do something else instead. You have to remember that if the Krell ever become a threat to others again, people will come back. Next time the Krell will not be given any choices. The transmission ended. Chen told her people what to do. She wanted her fleet to go around the Krell homeworld. This was so they could make sure the Krell did what they were supposed to do. The Krell had to surrender. Chen's officers started to follow her orders. Then Morrison came up to her again. Chen's fleet was going to stay around the Krell homeworld. Admiral, what is going to happen? We have won the fight. We have finally got justice for our people who died. Now we are different. The whole galaxy is scared of us. They think we are the strong ones who can control everything like the Krell did before. How are we going to deal with the fact that the galaxy fears us, that they see us as the power? The Krell are gone, but now they fear us. Chin looked out at the stars through the viewport. We are going home now. We will rebuild what was lost. We will remember the people who died and try to live up to what they believed in. We want to show the galaxy that being strong does not mean we have to be in charge of everyone. The Krell taught us that the galaxy respects strength. We are strong. We will use our strength to help people, not to hurt them. She turned to Morrison. The galaxy thinks that strength is about being the toughest. We will use our strength to protect others, not to fight them. We will do things differently with the strength we have. We will be the shield for people who cannot defend themselves. We will be the voice that says no more to the people in charge. We will be what the Krell victims needed someone to be when the Krell came to our worlds and hurt us. The Krell were very bad to us. We will make sure that we help people so they do not get hurt like we did when the Krell came. News of the Krell surrender spread over the galaxy. This was a big deal. On lots of planets, people started celebrating. The Krell had been in charge of these planets for a long time, so it was amazing for the people who lived there to finally feel free. The people on these planets sent messages to Earth saying thank you. They wanted to be friends with Earth and work together. Some people were also a little worried. There were species that liked to fight and take over other planets, and they started to think that maybe they could lose their power too. If the Krell could surrender, then maybe they could fall too. The Galactic Federation changed fast. Species that never said anything about things happening suddenly spoke up. They wanted to make things fair. People suggested rules that were more fair. The old way of doing things, where the strongest got to be in charge, started to fall. The Galactic Federation started talking about ideas. Working together instead of trying to control each other, helping those who are weak instead of taking advantage of them, and being fair instead of just doing what you want because you can. The Galactic Federation was thinking about cooperation and justice and how to protect the weak. People did not want to be in charge of this system. Admiral Chin said no to being the leader of the Federation or taking over Krell territory so humans could expand. Humanity decided to do something instead. They became the ones who made sure everything was safe and okay in the system. They gave some of their technology that helps keep them safe to species that promised to get along peacefully with everyone else. They set up patrols in areas where mean species might hurt the ones that were not strong. They made it very clear that the time of taking over and fighting was finished. Humanity was about keeping the peace and making sure the new system worked for everyone, including humanity itself. 3 years after the Krell surrender, the galaxy was a different place. The Krell surrender had an impact on the galaxy. The Federation was changing the way it worked. They were focusing on treating each other with respect, of being afraid of each other. The Federation and the other species were learning to work. They were becoming friends. Some species that were quiet before were now speaking up. They were showing everyone what they could do. The galaxy was not perfect. There were still fights and disagreements. Some species were not happy with the changes. The galaxy was changing in a big way. The Krell surrender changed the way the galaxy worked. The galaxy was becoming a place for all the species. On Earth, in a park that was built where Nova Haven used to be, Admiral Chin went to a ceremony to honor the people who died in Nova Haven. There were 14 million people. Admiral Chin is older now. She is ready to stop working for the military. She had a lot of responsibility when she was in charge during a bad time for people on Earth. Now she thinks it is time for other people to take care of things. Admiral Chin had to make a lot of decisions when she was in charge of the military during this bad time. Now it is time for other people to be in charge and make decisions for Nova Haven and the people who died there. Admiral Chin is ready to let other people take care of the military and the people. The woman was standing in front of the wall with millions of names on it. A young officer came up to her. He said to the Admiral, "The people are ready for the Admiral to give a speech." Chin walked to the podium. There were a lot of people in front of her, thousands of humans and aliens all standing together. Chin had written down what she wanted to say. When she looked out at the crowd of humans and aliens, she decided to talk from her heart instead of using her prepared remarks about humans and aliens. We went to the stars with hope. The stars were something we really wanted to see. We thought the galaxy would be nice to us. That did not happen. A lot of our people got hurt because we did not know what the universe was like. 14 million of our people died. They died because we did not understand the universe we were in. We are here today. We are not here to say we won. We are here to remember the stars people who died. We want to remember the sacrifice of the stars people. We want to keep believing in what they believed in. The stars are still important to us. She stopped talking for a moment. Then she spoke louder. The Krell thought they were teaching us that the people who are strong get to be in charge. They thought they were showing us that the strong people give the orders and the weak people do what they are told. The Krell were wrong. What the Krell actually taught us is that we need to be strong so we can keep the things that are important to us. We need to be ready to fight for the Krell for the right to live without being bothered. We must never be so weak again that we have to ask for kindness, from people who do not care about us, from the Krell who do not care about us. We found out something that they did not mean to show us. Becoming strong is not about being mean to people. Having power is not about being in charge of everyone. When we are in a fight, we do not have to give up being kind to win. We can still be people and come out on top. Winning a war does not mean we have to lose the things that make us human. Becoming strong and having power are things that the people who taught us did. They also did some bad things. Becoming strong like them does not mean we have to do things too. She looked out at the crowd in front of her. The crowd was made up of people from lots of species. We have people here today from 100 species. Some of you had a tough time with the Krell just like we did. Some of you saw what was happening to us. Did nothing. Some of you actually helped the Krell. Now we are all here together trying to make something good. We want to make a galaxy where species work together and help each other. We want a galaxy where everyone respects each other's differences. The Krell did not do this. They tried to crush anyone who was different. We want to make sure the strong species look out for the species, not take advantage of them. We want the Krell to be a thing of the past. We want a galaxy where the Krell are not in charge and we can all live in peace. We want to remember our dead in a way. We do not want to build statues, we want to make a fair world. We do not want to keep fighting, we want to be safe and at peace. We do not want to control people, we want to protect everyone. This is how we show respect to our dead. This is how we make sure they did not die for nothing. We build a civilization of justice for our dead. We create peace with strength for our dead. We defend all people for our dead. As Chin finished speaking, the crowd stood in silence. The crowd was really quiet. Then a sound started to come from the people. It began with the humans, then the aliens who were there started to make the sound. This sound was not people clapping or shouting. It was a feeling that everyone shared. The people and the aliens were feeling sad together. They were also feeling hopeful. The people from 100 worlds were all thinking about what they had lost and what they had made to replace it. In that moment, the humans and the aliens were all feeling the thing Chin had. Now the crowd was feeling this way. The galaxy now knows that people will not give in. It has found out that when people really want something, they will keep going. Know what? The galaxy has learned that humanity is very strong and will not back down. Humanity will keep fighting and humanity will not stop until humanity gets what humanity wants. Humanity is strong because it believes that every person deserves to be treated with respect. What is important is that people get what is fair, not that some people have power than others. The way to measure if a group of people is good is not by how they can hurt their enemies, but by how well they take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. Humanity's strength comes from this. It does not come from being cruel or trying to control everything. Humanity learned that what really matters is taking care of people who need help, like those who cannot protect themselves. This is what makes humanity strong. Earth had struck back with unthinkable force. The galaxy had fallen silent in shock and fear. But from that silence, a new voice was emerging. Not the voice of tyrants demanding submission, but the voice of the free demanding justice. And that voice, once heard, could never be silenced again.